Hello.
Hello, good morning, evening,
Hi. 6:30 p.m. Yeah, evening.
evening.
Hello.
Yeah, 10:30
Good morning to you.
p.m. Morning. Yeah, 10:30 a.m. over here. How are you?
Good. Because kind of what do you call? It's heat warning here.
Is that
Yeah,
right? Oh man,
yeah.
wow. In all of Europe, or just
37, 35 degrees, I think. Uh,
oh man, that's like Vegas right now. Yeah. Wow.
but
That's
in
hot.
London, like no AC. I mean, like in the office, fine, but the if you like all the tube or subways, and
Oh,
then also many houses doesn't have the AC,
I was in when I was in college in
right?
2003. I studied in Europe for 10 weeks, and it was a record at the time heat wave in all of Europe, and it no AC. And I'm coming from the US, like, oh my God, what the heck is this? This is crazy. Yeah, it was a rough summer,
Yeah.
especially August. So I did you have a chance to look at this new lesson? I shared it with you
No,
on.
sorry, I haven't. No,
No, okay. Well, we're
didn't
gonna look
this
at it
time.
together. Yeah, we'll look
Thank
at
you.
it together. Yeah, and but it has been shared on the platform. But they updated it. They used to be just intonation, and then they had intonation questions. Well, they changed this into intonation statements, and I think it's pretty good. It's not as good, in my opinion, as the questions lesson. I think that one is really top top notch, but this one's pretty good. Um, so they give you these four
Is
types
that
of
is
intonation.
that sorry, when you say the questions are good, um, is that kind of a do you think when I speak, the questions when I phrase some kind of questions, does that sound like a little bit off the right intonation? That's what you mean, or I mean that these feedback is very important. I mean, like, or more as a material, you think it was good? Yeah.
No, I'm talking more about the material, not
Okay. Okay.
your performance
Yeah.
necessarily. I thought you did a really good job with the questions. Um,
Yeah, but
it,
let's say we probably chat maybe 1 minute or two um, at the beginning of the course, right? And then you kind of hear how I usually speak, like exactly I'm speaking right now,
mhm.
rather than like reading the samples like listed in this document. So then, what do you think about these intonation? I thought you were saying the kind of important. I believe also I don't know. Maybe the AI also said a staccato or something. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the staccato. Yeah, I
staccato.
just
Yeah,
think I think what you yeah, with the flap T there at the end, staccato.
yeah,
Um, I do believe you in an effort to get all the sounds out correctly, that you do kind of sacrifice the bigger rhythm. I do agree with the AI in that respect. And I
right.
really think that just comes from your effort and desire to get all the sounds out correctly. And
Yeah,
sometimes you have to sacrifice those minimal things for the big picture, you know? And so, but
okay.
I think I do think you're improving dramatically. In fact, with the questions, I think definitely when we're reading, like the reading samples and so on, I think you've been doing great, really, really very good.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, and so that's and that's good material, I think, to model. This is a little bit harder, I think, material, but it's still very good. It's just harder
Okay.
to kind of wrap your head around the types of intonation, right? Which are pretty straightforward. The rising intonation we're going to use for yes, no questions, some question tags if you're looking for confirmation, and turning statements right into you
Yeah.
got fired. right? Like that's not a question, but I'm asking it as a question, right? I'm surprised.
Right.
The falling intonation, the rise, fall, and the fall, rise, these last two are a little bit harder to get your head around. What I do like about this lesson is they give you when am I most likely to use these types of intonation? And that's, I think, really very good. So let's go ahead and look at these.
Sorry, still coming back to a little bit of my question. So when I, let's say, hear Italian people speaking English, then I see some kind of not the specific sound difference, but rather rhythm is different, right? And also because I'm not Italian, so I can tell. If I'm Italian and I'm learning English, probably I cannot tell. If I talk to Chinese people, there are also some rhythm. Constantly, I can tell without me paying attention to specific sound like a consonant or vowel. More like I think it kind of a rhythm, I would say. So that sort of thing, yeah.
Well,
is that this or that different? You think?
No, that's this. And
Okay.
questions. So every language, if you think about them, they have their own rhythm, and then non-native English speakers bring that their native language
Right.
rhythm, because you can tell right after that, oh, this guy's Brazilian, not just from the sound, by the intonation that he uses. Me, when I was learning Brazilian Portuguese, specifically Portuguese, I couldn't. That's the hardest thing for me to wrap my head around. I could do all the sounds very, very well. I speak Spanish, but that rhythm, especially when they ask questions, I just couldn't. It's the hardest thing to get for sure.
Yeah. So let's say some kind of a comedian or something. I mean, maybe not the politically correct, but some people try to mimic, let's say, Italian accent or German accent or Chinese accent, and I try to pretend like that, right? It's kind of funny, and then they don't really try to mix. Let's say I think they don't really try to mix the consonant, let's say R and L. Rather, they try to mimic rhythm, right?
No,
you know what I mean.
They
do sometimes, but
they're substituting their sounds too. For example, when I was in Italy, I would ask them, "Parla inglese? Do you speak English?" And they would say, "A little," And so they're instead of a little,
that sounds like Italian.
a little, right? Every time, and I thought it was funny, and I'm not making fun of them, but that's exactly how they would answer the question.
What I'm talking about. Yeah.
A little.
A little. So is that let's say let's focus on that. Let's say I use a flap T, a little, but still it's wrong, right? Like I said, like a little is.
Until you slow down, exactly. But if you say quickly, a little, right? It's
A
going to
little.
sound a little. It's going to sound very,
yeah.
I'm a little tired, right? It's going to sound
a little.
American.
A little. Yeah. A little.
As opposed to a little, right? Where they do a long E kind of, a true T, and it totally sounds, and then they emphasize that vowel at the beginning, a little, right? The way they give it that sharp intonation.
Little,
and it's just
little,
it's little, right? We don't really, so they use more stress on there, maybe because they substitute a long vowel sound. But every languages, just from my experience teaching people from everywhere, they have their own rhythm, absolutely, and just general stress patterns that they bring, and that's what makes it so difficult to adopt our, the full accent.
Yeah. So I just wonder, like, I mean, even let's say still this a little, even if I try to use the short I rather than little, and then also the flap T, little, is kind of still a bit intonation wise a little bit different, right? I
A
think.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Well,
it's not doesn't boil down to the I mean, of course, the short I or long E, or maybe the
primary
flap T
stressed
or
syllable,
not
the
flap
flap
T
T.
are also obviously difference, but it's not just that, right? And then question is the whether what sort of these intonation differences exist in for Japanese and for American English, and I just wanted to find out how I can try to practice that. Basically,
Well,
it might be difficult, yeah.
no, not really. Honestly, the easiest thing, and this is easier for my younger students. I have a lot of younger students
Yeah,
that
they're
haven't
young and
developed.
they
They're
yeah,
younger, so they've had less time to develop their
right,
own, what we call bad habits. Right? They're not bad habits, of course, but
yeah,
if you bring them to English, they are, and so they've had less time to develop these muscle memory and habits,
right,
and so they tend to listen more astutely and mimic what they hear a lot
yeah,
easier than
right,
older students. And that's just, I mean, that's me. If I try to go learn a foreign language, anyone
yeah,
my age that has my same skill level and all that is just going to have an easier time. Even Spanish, I speak Spanish fluently, but I'm either when I was learning Portuguese, I'm either substituting English or Spanish, so I'm even more confused, right? Sometimes with certain vowels
right,
and this and
right,
that, and I make the same mistakes over and over. I had a Portuguese friend, and she would let me read for her a short story in very basic Portuguese, right? And I made the same mistakes over and over. It's just really hard, and this is what I do, right? I should be more focused, and it's just very, very difficult to
okay,
overcome those. But you can do it generally, right? With more practice, I made the same mistakes less and less. But every once in a while, you fall back on your
yeah.
we should say not bad habits, but developed habits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
You
do,
know what
do
I
you think
mean?
that is exactly this one, or it's a little bit different? I mean, this one meaning like intonation statements, or maybe like questions, or is that the one you think?
I think it's all of it.
All of it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I personally struggled with questions with regard to Portuguese. But
Okay.
yeah, those, and I have some students, you did the question very easily, I thought. And then I have
Okay.
some students I've done with them 3 or 4 times, and then they keep making the same mistake. So it's very difficult.
Okay.
And I don't
Well then,
blame anybody.
let's stick to this one anyway. And then I think one of the things like many people recommend is like listening to a movie and then just copy that every single sentences, right?
Imitate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Anything you listen to, try to
Yeah. Just the
imitate
rhythm.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So
Okay.
the following, yeah. So let's get into that, and and I want you to read what kind of intonation we're talking about, right? Falling.
Yeah.
So it's going down. General statements, right? And they're
Right.
used for these types of things: finality, confidence, completed thoughts. That's your signal to your listener that I'm done talking, right? I cut it off going down. Let's try to mimic that with this practice sentence they got there.
Okay. I already took care of it. Took care of it.
Yeah, I already took
I
care of it.
all I already took care of it.
That's right. Good.
I already took care of it. Yeah, already. We we talked
We
about this
talked
last
about
time.
that
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good. Rising, of course, we talked about the most common for questions, but then
Yeah.
this in statements, every time you are doing a list or you're not done talking, right? There's a natural pause in your speech. I talk about that all the time. You're going to go up, pause, and then go to the next one. I grabbed my keys, my bag, my
Okay.
this, my that, and then down for the last item on that list. Let's try it.
Okay. I grabbed my keys, my bag.
Yeah, and then on and on. Now, this is the hard one. These two, I should say, are the hard one because
Yeah.
now you're picking out a specific word, maybe, or a couple in a statement, and you're going down up. And this is showing contrast, implication. You're doing some kind of maybe sarcasm.
Mm.
Let's try that.
So full rice. I could do it.
I could do it.
I could do it. Okay. I could do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
You go down, you go back up.
Yeah, I could do it. So where's the falling part?
Down and then up. I could do it.
I could. I mean, I thought could went
I
up
could
from
do
I.
it. Yeah, it could fall or rise. I could do it.
I could do it. I could
Yeah,
do it.
that's why I say these two are the hardest because you're
Yeah.
doing both.
I could do it. Yeah. I could do it.
I could do it. It's just a general, right? I could do
Yeah.
it.
I could do it. Yeah.
But I don't want to, maybe, or something like
Yeah.
that.
But I don't want
Or-
to. Yeah.
or I
Right.
don't
I
have
could
the
do it.
time.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I could do it, but probably
But I
not.
don't,
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
the time, but
Right.
you'd have to pay me or whatever. Rise, fall, likewise is a little bit. Now you're going up, down. Amazing.
Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. So the this full rice is you're talking about, or the previous one. Could is on like full rice within could. That's what
You could, yeah. Within could is the
okay.
but really you're going to pick out, because it's a one syllable word. You probably go down and then I could do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one syllable. Yeah. I could do it.
Whereas
That was amazing. Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, and you
was
get
amazing.
3 syllables to work
Right.
with that fall rise, or
Yeah,
rise
that
fall
was
rather.
amazing. Yeah.
That's exactly amazing, right? You go up for that
Amazing.
instead
That
of
was amazing.
syllable. So
Right.
think about that. Multi-syllable words give you that opportunity to do the full thing. Whereas when it's a one syllable word, you kind of have to use some of the words after, maybe before, probably after, most of the time.
Right.
So that's what these two are the most difficult. Now we've got full sentences. So this gives us a little bit more to work with. So following intonation, the most common pattern, because it's just regular statements. So, right, not question, just a regular thing. You're confident, you're certain about it, and then you're going to do closure. So what they're doing here is maybe you're going to go up for a couple, but you're going down generally.
Yeah. We're not going to have enough time.
We're not going to have enough time. Yeah.
We're not going to have enough time. Yeah. We're not going to enough time. Yeah. We're not going to enough time. Not like we are not going to enough time. Yeah. We're not going to
have enough time. Yeah.
We're not going to enough. We're not going to have enough time. We're not going to enough. We're not going to have enough time. Yeah.
And I'm reducing, obviously, right? Gonna.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I bring to the table without even thinking about it. But so that's, we're not going to have enough time, right? If I do the full sentence. Let's try the second one.
I've already spoken to the manager.
That's right.
I've already spoken to the manager.
Perfect. That's exactly right. So you could, I think already is the one where you're going to use the most up, but you're going down. I've already spoken to the manager, right?
I've already spoken to the manager.
Yeah.
Already spoken to the manager. Yeah.
That's right. Very good. Okay. So you're most common, and you're picking out what? Verbs adverbs or
Right.
yeah, right, yeah, and then again verbs.
Right.
So and then adjective. Now the rising intonation again, verbs and pauses in speech, right? Or a list where you're going up for each. So let's try that one. And I'll let you do it first, and then we'll see.
Once we finish this section, we can move on.
So you could once we finish this section, we can move on.
Once we finish this section, we can move on.
And I'm following the pattern, right? I emphasize finish. I go up for the pause, and then I go. We can move on. You could go up a little bit for move. Again, the phrasal verb there.
But the way I said initially was not wrong, or it's a bit odd.
Better. It could have been better. I wouldn't
okay, so
say
in
wrong.
that case, it's a little bit odd. Yeah, okay. Yeah, could be better. Okay. So once we finish this section, we can move on.
Yeah, now, and remember, once we finish this section.
Okay. Once we finish this section, we can move on. Yeah.
There we go.
Difficult. Yeah. Once we finish this section, we can move on.
And that's right. Now let's try it here. You're following the pattern, okay? So they're giving you kind of what to follow there.
Yeah, but still, sorry. My question is being obviously like the way I kind of my intonation I used is not the correct way. I mean, in a sense, obviously there are multiple ways to do it, even for native people, right?
Exactly.
And then but the way I read this is one of just a matter of the category, or it's just a kind of not the way native one uses.
It's not the reason I say it could have been better because you're not following the pattern. You didn't follow the pattern.
Oh no, following this pattern. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Which is going to be your like default. Okay. So they're giving you the way most people would say it, but there's many ways, like you point out.
Okay, yes. Okay, but still, this is a kind of most people say. Once we finish this section, we can move on. Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Finish this section, we can move on.
Yeah. That's your kind of garden variety, right? Intonation. They're giving you the most general way that most of us would say a sentence like this. Let's try the second one and following the pattern again.
I need to call the client, update the file, and send a report.
That's exactly right. Yeah, in terms of intonation, that was perfect.
Update the file, send a report.
There you go. Now you kind of muddled through send, but your intonation was spot on the first time.
Okay. I need to call the client, update the file, and send a report.
Send the report. You're going to go down.
Send the report. Yeah, send the report. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. If everything goes as planned, we should be done by Friday.
Perfect. Yes, exactly right.
If everything goes up as planned, we should done by Friday.
Okay. So again, what adjective? Maybe what is everything? Noun, verb, and then again verb. All right, done by Friday. Right. That's right. Let's look at these. So that's good. Now this one's a hard one, and I could do it right, but they say but, right? You hear how I said but, down, fall, rise, but.
Okay.
So you go down, right? And so they're giving you the fall, rise for like, and then but I have concerns. I like the idea, but I have concerns.
Okay.
Is everyone going to do that? Of course not. But that's if we're following the pattern. Let's try it.
I like the idea, but I have the concern. I like the idea.
And then try that,
but yeah, I like the idea, but I have concern. Okay.
there you go. That's right.
It was fine, not great, right? I mean, but in this case, I don't really have to say no.
Exactly.
It was fine. Yeah. We could try that. We could try that approach. Yeah. We could try that approach. Is that right? I don't know. Kind
We
of
could
difficult.
try that approach.
We
I'm
we
going
could
up.
try that approach. I don't know.
I'm going up for try. We could try that approach.
We could try. Sorry, say it again.
I'm going up for try. We could try that approach, though I'm
Okay,
not
we
sure
could
it'll
try
work.
that approach. Yeah, we could try that approach.
Though I'm
Yeah.
not sure it'll work.
Yeah, though I'm not sure. We could try that approach. Yeah, we could try that approach. So, I mean, okay. I
So
like the idea. It
So
was
you see,
fine.
this one right here signals hesitation. It was
Right.
fine, not great, right? I'm not
It
convinced.
was
I
fine. not
like the
great.
idea, but I
like the
have
idea.
concerns.
I like the idea, but I have concern. It was fine, not great. We could try that approach. Yeah,
That's exactly right.
we
Yeah.
could
So
try that approach. Yeah,
and you see how you're kind of going down, could try that approach. So you're going down and up. And that's why I'm going up for try personally.
yeah.
Because then you're
We
going, we could try that approach, right? Which doesn't, you could also say it. We could try that approach, though I'm not sure it'll work. I think that's what they're telling you to do. Me personally, another way, we could try that approach. You're emphasizing
try
try
that
as
approach.
opposed to that thing. So both could be a possibility there. Like you mentioned, there's more than one way to do it. So, but
Okay.
again, with the fall rise, you're signaling hesitation, doubt, maybe sarcasm. You're not just whatever you're saying. There's something underlying behind it. Let's do the last one, the fall rise, and then even though I know we're out of time. Let's try this wide dramatic pitch. So rise, fall. So now you're gonna, if you follow the pattern, let's try to follow that pattern.
Yeah.
You want to sound so. This is so you're doing enthusiasm against sarcasm, surprise, and emphasis.
I can't believe how well that went.
Perfect.
I can't believe how well that went. Yeah. That is honestly the best thing I've ever tasted.
Yes, good.
You have no idea. You have no idea how long I've been waiting for this. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
You
that
have
was
no
good.
idea how long I've been waiting for this. Yeah.
How long
That's
I've been
honestly
waiting
the
for this.
best. Waiting for this. Yeah.
That's right.
That's honestly the best thing I've ever tasted. I ever tasted. I ever tasted.
That's right.
I ever
So,
tasted. Yeah.
so I think this one's easier. The fall rise is the hardest because it's
I like the idea. I like the idea already for
yeah,
that.
no, I
I
like
like the
the
idea.
idea,
I
but
like
I
the
have
idea.
control.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
fine, not great.
Yeah. We
So
could try that approach. Yeah. We could
so
try that approach. Yeah.
this was, I'm sorry to interrupt you. This is one where listening to the thing, to the audio
Works. Yeah.
version of this is going to be, because they're giving you their interpretation and why they wrote it as such, and they're going to read it exactly how they wrote it. I may disagree or give you a different approach, but they're going to follow their pattern. So,
Right. Yeah. Okay.
so listen to that, and then we'll start here next week, and try to, if you have a chance to listen and kind of play around with your tone variation, right?
They don't do practice, right? They just do the exam.
No,
do,
I think they do the practice and they do everything on the worksheet. I think.
Okay.
In fact, I'm pretty sure. I know they do all this stuff, but I'm pretty confident that you'll get the practice.
These 12 ones. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. But you don't get, unfortunately, is the practice sheet. But if you listen, this should give you a pretty good understanding of what, and then you should try to figure out, well, what tonal pattern did they use in these
Yeah.
practice sentences? So we'll start here next week with the
Okay.
practice sentences, and then we'll do some of the either reading sample or practice sheet, whatever you decide.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Great to see you. Take care. Enjoy the World Cup.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. US
Yeah.
too. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.